What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here. I'm back with some more news. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Tony Khan's release policy revealed, more secrets revealed about the White Rabbit Riddles, Teddy Long's wife passes away, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and the On Wrestling channel. Incredible. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just provide you with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number one. This is a trademark Rey Mysterio. Corey Graves said it best when he noticed how Rey Mysterio is distracted by his son Dominic's shocking return. Rey's somber backstage promo where he lamented over his son's turn conveyed the heartbreak Papa Rey is feeling, but Rey's comment that he would never fight his son also invited the question just how much more he can take before he's forced to wrestle his son. Number two, King of the Fight Pit. Seth Rollins cut another fantastic promo last night, reminding his fans how Riddle cost him the US Championship, and while Riddle may be the favourite going into the Fight Pit match, Rollins' Einstein-level intellect in the ring gives him the edge. Rollins promised fans he would call him the King of the Fight Pit once he was done with Riddle, and then he turned his attention to his opponent, Rey Mysterio, mocking Rey as Father of the Year and promising to give Rey the beating that Mysterio should have given his son. Seth Rollins truly is an Einstein-level superstar. Number 3, one fighter to another fighter. Last night's exchange between Bobby Lashley and Riddle was a clever way to remind fans of Riddle's MMA past when the Almighty told the Ultimate Bro that they both know what it's like to compete in the fight pit and that the only way to win is by KO or submission. Lashley's warning to Riddle that he'll never interfere in his match again was a wise way of showing the champion stands alone. Number 4, that silver-tongued demon. Finn Balor is making quite the case for AJ Styles to join the Judgment Day, and while the Phenomenal One turned down Balor's initial offer to provide backup against Sami Zayn and cornerman Solo Sikoa, Balor was persuasive, so much so that Styles seemed to pause for a moment. The true test came later in the night when Balor offered Styles another chance and AJ refused, leading to a predictable pulverizing by the Judgment Day. Things took a different path when Balor placed a chair around AJ's neck and prepared to terminate Styles' career, stopping at the final moment and then reminding AJ that he's his friend. Will this cause Styles to reconsider? Whatever the case, it was a terrific segment that added some suspense to the Judgment Day recruiting AJ. Number 5, the Judgment Day is damn good. And we've discussed how every member of the Judgment Day has been working extra hard to up their game. While Rhea Ripley has always been good in her role as the group's female heel, Damian Priest and Finn Balor have stepped up on promos, something that they weren't known for in the WWE, but a talent they both have. Dominic isn't wasting his opportunity in the group, and it should be fascinating how things play out when he has his inevitable match against Rey Mysterio. Number 6, bell-to-bell magnificence. Last night's Raw delivered an all-star array of quality matches, beginning with Bianca Belair's exciting match against Damage Control's Io Sky and ending with Damian Priest vs Riddle. In between there was tag team excellence as Alpha Academy battled a team of Johnny Gargano and Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins wrestled Rey Mysterio, and of course the main event between Damian Priest and Matt Riddle. The WWE had plenty of going on between, but last night's Raw seemed to have finally found the right blend of solid matches without relying solely on undercard wrestlers that fans aren't interested in as much as top stars. Well, at least not yet. Number 7, TV Match of the Year. Perhaps the biggest example of Raw providing fantastic matches was Sami Zayn vs AJ Styles. This was a technical masterpiece that featured reversals, counters, and counters of counters. Sami Zayn has found a renewed sense of purpose after joining the Bloodline, and he showed an extra level of excellence. Not to be outdone, AJ Styles more than kept up, making this encounter a Match of the Year candidate. Number 8, Candice LeRae debuts on Raw. Candice LeRae is back in the WWE, and even better, she's on the main roster now. It looks like the Poison Pixie is a babyface, well, at least for now, as she's already off to a good start as she's being set up for a match against Dakota Kai. Number 9, Edge returns. Everyone knew Edge was coming back, but just when was the real question. Last night's return was pulled off well, as was Edge challenging Finn Balor to an I Quit match, the first time both men will face each other in WWE, and putting the Extreme back in Extreme Rules. And no half measures with Triple H, as he's restored Extreme Rules into a stipulation-heavy show. Unlike the last 2 years, this year's event features a variety of special matches, and so far, nothing cringy like 2020's horror show at Extreme Rules. This year's Extreme Rules could be one of the WWE's most entertaining B-shows. But that was the good, what about the bad? As number 1, stretching out storylines. Raw was largely well timed last night, but the WWE needs to address its glacial storyline between Dexter Lumis and The Miz. The story seems to be going nowhere, and we wonder if the WWE has any endgame in mind for things, as this isn't the first time we brought it up, which makes it all the more aggravating to watch the same thing transpire. That being Loomis taking out The Miz out, with no clue as to why. That was nothing downright ugly as Raw clicked on all levels. The WWE needs to produce Raws like this on a weekly basis if it hopes to regain the audience it's lost since Monday Night Football resumed. What did you guys think of Raw last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now first story looks at Tony Khan's release policy revealed. Atop of today's news is a story important not only to curious fans, but to any disgruntled wrestlers in AEW thinking of obtaining their releases and heading to greener pastures, i.e. the WWE. The recent rumors of Malachi Black's conditional release and Buddy Matthews' statement that he's taking time off from wrestling has fans curious whether one or both wrestlers will end up in WWE. Meltzer discussed the situation recently on the Wrestling Observer Radio, revealing, "Nobody's getting released. That's the doctrine." Tony Khan made that very clear, I guess, in the last couple of days. Now it's just he, Black, not being released, Buddy Matthews isn't being released. Now they may be back sooner than before, whatever, that's the situation. I think they both wanted to go and try to get a way out, and it's what we talked about last night. Khan's policy is no different than the WWE's was under Vince McMahon, as Meltzer did point out there could be exceptions. That's the decision that was made. It's not to say it's hard and fast, and there'd be no way they'd ever give anybody a release, but I think it's pretty much the deal that if this happened in any other company, will those people get releases? And the answer is no. They signed the contract, so basically now their option is to sit at home, and Khan can extend the contract if they sit at home or wrestle, so now they're gonna wrestle. Malachi Black took to Instagram telling the fans,
"Again guys, stop believing these things. Like, it is unbelievable to me. Anyway, I will see you guys in a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. Like I said, I'm only taking some time off. That's it. Just taking some time off. That's it."
It'll be interesting to see how Tony Khan handles any disgruntled wrestlers under long-term contract. Judging from Khan's reaction to the all-out media scrum shit show, the days of a kinder, gentler Tony seem to be gone. It'll also prove interesting to see how AEW's re-energized locker room deals with unhappy colleagues. Next up, more secrets revealed of the White Rabbit Riddles. Raw featured another White Rabbit QR code, and this one featured a cornucopia of clues. Between the ropes summed up the video message the QR code took fans to, as in the video, multiple WWE stars' promos were mashed up to once more ask the question, "Who killed the world?" and the answer with "You did." Promos were also cut together to say, "Feed your head." Some of the stars featured were The Rock, Randy Orton, Road Dogg, Kurt Angle, Edge, John Cena, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Cody Rhodes. Now the video featured coordinates that apparently are for a location in Italy that has a giant pink bunny. The video also contained the numbers 40701. Fightful select Sean Ross Sapp suggested this could be a reference to the postal code for Corbin, Kentucky. Sapp also said that Wyatt's last match before he became The Fiend was against Baron Corbin. And finally, the source code also contained the message, "No man is ever truly good, no man is ever truly evil." Whilst this story is difficult to confirm, some fans also reported they saw a buzzard in the background briefly at the tail end of Damage Control's backstage segment with Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Candice LeRae. Next up, what happened after Raw? As the WWE continued to turn up the heat on the Riddle vs Rollins feud, even when Raw isn't on the air. Fans saw another big brawl between the Ultimate Bro and the Visionary, and while the Tooth and Claw battle wasn't shown on TV, the WWE uploaded it to its YouTube channel. Things broke down as referees and officials tried to separate the two, suggesting how much animosity each man has for the other. And finally, some sad news as Teddy Long's wife passes away. Now last but not least, we're sad to report the passing of Teddy Long's wife, as Long recently appeared on the Busted Open radio show and told Mark Henry, "I did lose my wife, but I'm keeping on going, man, because that was God's cause. So there's nothing I can do about that, but just keep on continuing to do what I do." Well, I'd like to send our heartfelt condolences to Teddy Long and his family. But there you have it, folks. I'll look at this week's Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.